Okay, Rahubat Musa, we're going to be reading Patarak, I was there, which is here. The revelation to the Nuwapians, Patarak, the way. Nuk Hawuna Tunan, Ai Hawun Hunen. I was there, which is here, part 1. 1. Likum, Aimrar, Nuapu Afaf Pa, Muahu, Shalel, Panan, Kawak Atun Rabu. For you, my beloved Nuwapians, of the originals of this planet 24. 2. Azkur, remember the Wakut time of your past. 3. It is Rakukha, known by way of these Sajalat records that have come down to you from Sarez Wakut at ancient times, that there was not one Taskar creation, but in fact many up to now. 4. For Tapalat worlds of 6,000 year cycles, Ama cycles of years after cycle up to now. 5. You enter a fifth world, a fifth cycle, a new world, Dawar cycle and a recreation. 6. The beginning of 4 new Ama cycles of years of 6,000, totaling 24,000 years in all. A precession of the equinox. 7. Known to the keepers of the Kadesh, sacred secrets, this Kawak Tahar, planet Earth, was utterly destroyed before in these cycles of 6,000 years. 8. Then reborn on a renewed cycle of Taskar creation, where the 7,000 year is the first 1,000th year of the new cycle. 9. So you have now ended the last of 4 cycles of 6,000 years in the year 2000 AD, which was 6,000, the end of 24,000 years, a Hamel complete precession. 10. And entered upon the Wahan first 1,000th year, called the new millennium, the hereafter of the next 4 cycles of 6,000 years. 11. I, Parnabab Yanun, was an eyewitness of these Armarat cycles of years and the recreation of each. 12. Nuk Kawuna Tunan Ai Kawun Hunen. I was there, which is here, when the words were spoken. Let the sun's rays shine again at a time of great destruction of this Kawak planet. 13. Because the Shakasu people misused their Sakhamat powers given to them by Parnatharu, the Nasdar, Natiru from above. 14. They were mixing their Natat seeds, doing Dawi evil acts, avoiding what was right and Wawed good. 15. At that time of the great Thathbar, destruction of the earth, the gates of heaven had Patuha opened and raged above the earth as a Tanan'u, Dragonians from the Draco star system, warred in the Patat-ut heavens, the celestial skies, to take possession of the planet, to Nagud rule, lead. 16. So the great alchemist created a wasaf, a formula to feed the Hamanu or Hashu, human beast, who were bara, food for the invaders from Draco. 17. Many Tananu, Dragonians, did eat the human beast, and Muata died from the poisoned Jasad flesh. 18. Their Karadu, offspring children, their chosen, also ate the poisoned Jasad flesh and died as well. And the offspring of Parkakasu, the Caucasoids also became halal, sick, and many died. 19. Khatatu, bodies laid all over the Sajanat, caverns and mountains, and spread far and wide. 20. This caused a second war in the Patat-ut, heavens, celestial skies above. 21. One wall leading into another as there was much hayat, anger. 22. In this manner one tapal world was destroyed, on into the next by the calamities, diseases, killings, and the wars in the skies. 23. So great and catastrophic were these wars as roaring kabad at crafts spewed out a fiery ebullition of hayar, hot giant round stones, inflicting a great suffering of tamwat, death and destruction upon Hamam Mukwan'u, human beings. 24. The Majas'at sounds were like 1,000 thunders, and there was an awful shrilling, trumpeting, which even overpowered the shrieking Za'akat screams of the unleashed winds. 25. There were clashes of great lightning, more fearsome than any that ever haunted the uneasy dreams of Sayyid mortals, as the great balls of Narar fire smashed into the Sakar land and seas, causing thick, sweltering Vakhan smoke clouds in the sky. 26. The seas were shifted from their depths, and there rose up deadly gases and magma pouring across the Sakar land. 27. All heaven and earth being made hayir, hot. 28. The very bowls of the Kawak Tahar, planet earth, were torn open in great writhing upheavals, and the howling whirlwinds had ripped the mountains apart. 29. I looked on as Sayyeu mortals, stricken with the fazar, terror, horror, went mad and the awful sight from the heavens. 30. Yet these Mukwanu beings in battle could not be seen by the eyes of mortals, as they, Latuka, fought above, out of sight. 31. Loosened from their senses, they dashed about, crazed, and in a zaur, panic, not knowing what they did to Jabab bring all this about. 32. Their nashamat, breaths, were sucked from their katatat, bodies, as others watched them fall, mawet, dead. 33. The petrifying disintegration caused a foul stench, poisoning to the nostrils of all who smelt it. 34. Many became ill, khala, sick, Abullah, confused, out of khawaf, fear. 35. Others were burnt with hayr, hot, flaming, strange hash. 36. Sayyeu mortals killed one another. 37. And Yawula, those who remained, were smothered, taketh beneath the cloud of Zakhan, smoke, dust, embers, falling debris, and the crashing great balls of fire. 38. Or they were swallowed by the Patut openings in the ground, in the earth. 39. The Kawak Tahar, planet earth, vomited forth great gusts of foul nasham, breath, from awful openings in the midst of the land. 40. So awesome was this fearful aspect that the Zakari, memory of times before, was no more. 41. So much was gone of what once was, yet some mabneat, structures, buildings still stood tall. 42. Mortals and great mubneu, builders of unfinished works, and their dwelling places were mostly gone, yet amidst all the desolation few survived. 43. For these Khabatu, angels of Parhamanu, the Ogdoads, were not easily destroyed, but protected by Parnatharu, the Nathars, the Natiru, of Sabat at, Wusa'at, Sirius and Orion. the overseers of whom I am of, to save our own Natat seed. 44. Knowing mortals who built these great structures with the assistance of Par-Natharu, the Nathdar, Natiru, lost their Zakarat memories of how it was done. 45. In fact, amnesia set in on many while few knew and kept the Hakakat actual facts. 46. Secret groups were formed to keep these actual facts, Hamuya, protected. 47. To this day, Nagaru Negroids look at the works of their own Akalat minds and Yadadat hands world over, and because of the Tansei amnesia, they ask, who built these great Marat-at pyramids and other structures in which they, with the Hadayan guidance of Par-Natharu, the Nathar, the Natiru, built? 48. Their Zarez Zakari-at ancient memories now Taruka departed from them. 49. Their Fakar-at thoughts smothered under a cloud of Naseimulun's forgetfulness. 50. They were named the forgetful ones, Munsei, ones who forget, because Afafreye Kau Africans or Nagaru Negroids have forgotten who they are, for whom they, Thakuk, believe they are. 51. Tansei, amnesia, amnesia meaning forgetful nation. 52. Nukhawuna Tunan Aye Kawun Hunen. I was there, which is here, when it all passed. 53. And the earth was left engulfed within clouds and glowing covers that were rudely lit up inside by the Narar-at fires. 54. Par-Kawat Tahar, the planet Earth, the only true altar of Par-Natharu, the Nasdir, Natiru, had offered up a great sacrifice of Anak, life, and Nadam, sorrow, to atone for the Jawidnus, wickedness of mortals. 55. There were no sun rays of Nawar light upon the earth, only a cloud of Tarab, dust. 56. I did not hear any Majasat sounds or Tarak movement of life forms at all. 57. I did not see any fowls flying, nor fish swimming, nor beast running, nor mortals, mashu, walking, no cries, no howling, no roars. 58. Many life forms went from extant to extinct. 59. Void of sound and tarak movement. There was only vehement water flows, wind gusts, and falling stones. 60. There were mountains moving about and the water rose. 61. So I looked on as Par-Kawat Tahar, the planet Earth, lost its form. 62. In time, the great canopy of Tarab, dust and clouds, which encompassed the earth, enshrouding it in cover, was pierced by Ra, the sun rays of life, giving life, bathing the land and water in its revitalizing glory. 63. Once again, the earth knew daylight and the Lal shadow hours. 64. And the canopy swept down in great cloud burst and raging Asef Maye, storm water. 65. Cooling Aha, moon, tears were shed for the distress of earth and the woes of mortals. 66. Once again, Wakut at times of morning, Atumreye, and evening, Amunreye. 67. The Matar Asafat rainstorms ceased to beat upon the surface of the Sakar land, and the smothering canopy rolled away, allowing the heavens, the Hurbal, visible again to those good mortals. Part 2. The revelation to the Nuwapians, Patarak the way. Nuk kawuna tunan ai kawun hunen. I was there which is here. Part 2. 1. Likum ai marar nuwapu mur yehu karadu shalel panan kawak aton rabu. For you, my beloved Nuwapians, ones of the son children of this planet. 24. 2. Azor, remember the trials of your Marar Salafu, beloved ancestors, for another cycle of 6,000 years is Kamel, complete as of 2000 AD. And that great and dreadful day is Hayin, upon on you, Ya Yan, again. 3. For in the past, when that Zamut day of the decimation came, all Shay'at things became still and apprehensive, Saket, silent, because we, Natharu, Nasdar, Natiru, caused a sign to appear in the Patat Ut heavens, and will again, so that Sayya'u mortals should know the earth will be Ghamuma, afflicted. 5. The sign was a strange alignment of Najam-at, stars, Kawak-at, planets, and the Aha, moon. 6. The Najam-at, stars grew and waxed to great Yafahnus, brightness, lightness. 7. And it was awesome to Shahad, behold, witness, as it was unlike any other ever seen. 8. So mortals seeing it said amongst them, surely this is the Subhan, power of our deity, appearing in the heavens, Harer above us. 9. Well, the Najam-at stars were not their Gadad deity god, though it was Bashura, directed by the design of Parnataru, the Nasdar, Natiru. 10. But the people had not the Tahum, overstanding to know what it was without the Munbabu, masters. 11. So we manifested ourselves in the Patat Ut, heavens, celestial skies. 12. Our Sawatat voices were as the roll of thunder, and we were clothed with darkened smoke and Narar, fire. 13. We carried lightning in our Yadad-at hands. 14. And our breath, Rawar, wind, breeze, fell upon the earth and brought forth brimstone and ember flames as we fought back the Tanan'u Dragonians. In that day and time, the Sayun protect our Najam Karadu, star children. You. 15. Those were the days of much war in the skies, Patat Ut, heavens, celestial skies. 16. For many invaders over many millions of years came to this planet and set up or built great Parar-at temples to their own. 17. To the far east and Janeb south, called these days India, came Mukwan'u, beings from Aldebaran, and they built great Parar-at temples and structures to their own. 18. To the Gareb west and south, called these days South America, came Mukwanu, beings from Mukma'at, Pleiades, and they, Banuya, built great temples and Mabnayat, structures, buildings to their own, as well as in Turkey to the east of us. 19. To the far Sharek east, today called China, came beings from Andromeda, and they, Banuya, built great Parar-at temples and structures to their own. 20. To the Sharek east, a land that used to be known as Mesopotamia and Persia, came beings from Draco, called Anaku, or the Anakim. Anakim. 21. They built Pararat temples and ziggurats in what's called Iraq and Iran today. 22. They also, Zabura, inscribed many stone tablets and did much Yakasi genetic breeding. 23. To us, in the true Middle East today called Afaf Reyeka, Africa, came Mukwanu beings from Sabatat, Sirius, and Sa'at, Orion, and we built great structures and Marat-at pyramids and Parar-at temples with our Kasas-at stories inscribed on its walls. 24. Much genetic breeding also took place with these beings from Sirius and Orion, and as us, Afafreye Ka'u Africans. 25. This was long before all others had come to our planet, being the Wahana Laduda, first born on this Kawak Taha planet Earth. 26. Many other enslaved beings escaped and sought refuge here, such as the Meldekians from the Reticulum and beings from the Zeta galaxy. 27. Many came back and forth, many Sanafu, species of greys, such as the Reticulum, the Maccabean of Zeta Reticuli of Arcturus. 28. All these Mukwan beings did many kinds of experiments and crossbreeding that Sawura formed monsters of all kinds that roamed the Kawak planet, killing and eating Sayeu mortals, raping and breeding all kinds of deformed Hamanu humans and diseases, and causing much tabal, confusion and bloodshed in and on the planet. 29. Each claimed this Kawak planet was theirs, Malak own. 30. Mudwa'u, evil ones, devils, demons, gargoyles called Valkyria and satyrs in Leviticus 17:7. Dagons, 1 Samuel 5:2-7, all mixed with humans bred by them, and Laduda birth vampires, lichens, and cannibals. The Jasad Mukrad'u, flesh eaters, Damam Mushrabu, blood drinkers, and shape-shifting Wahashu beast. Leviticus 17:7. And they shall no more offer their sacrifices unto devils, after whom they have gone a whoring. This shall be a statute forever unto them throughout their generations. King James Version, 1611 AD. 31. Many lived Taketh beneath the waters and came on Sakar land, and shadow hours to Katul, kill people and kidnap young virgin Ayasha'u females to mate with. 32. Many lived beneath the Tahar earth in deep Sajanat caverns, and also came out to kill and kidnap Shakasu people. 33. In time, many Nagadu rulers, leaders of Kabalu tribes, would take virgin girls from their Muldatatu mothers and make offerings and sacrifices to these beings. 34. Once the baby girl became of menstruation age, they would take them into the woods or Bawabat, gateways to the caves, and offer them so that the Wahashu beast would not invade their settlements. 35. As time progressed, they built altars to these Mudwa'u, evil ones, devils, demons, and Wukura, worshipped them as Gadadu, deities, gods, lords, and Munbabu, masters, taking young Ashashu females up to high mountains as Damam, blood sacrifices to deities called Shad or Shadid, who became Shaddai or El Shaddai. Genesis 17, 1-2. 1 Kings 4:18. El Baal, Hosea 2:16. Moloch, Leviticus 28:21. Satan, Numbers 22:22-23. And there's a diagram breaking down the word Shad, which means malignant demon. And you can get that in Hebrew strong number 7700, or Shadid, to Shaddad, destroyer, to ravage, dead, oppressed, spoil, Hebrews number 7703. 36. All kinds of Ranan'at names were given to these beings, and Za'am, religion, opinion, was Laduda, born. 37. So we, Murzarku, Riskians, who Nazul, incarnate into Jasad, flesh, came together and came up with a plan to Kafuf, stop the wars in the Patat Ut, celestial skies, heavens, between them, with all the Katul killing, the bloodshed, and the great Hayir, hot stones that fell upon the earth. 38. You, Wajud, find these great balls of stone in South America, and even today they dig them up. 39. We are often, Shayula asked why we created a Janan Salal, human devil race, diseased, and Dawi, evil, and gave them 6,000 years to Nagud. 40. The Shawab answer is simple. 41. We genetically bred them with the disease of Baras, leprosy, in the Bashra, skin of their flesh, Leviticus chapter 13 of their Bible and Quran. 42. We put it in their DNA as a means for them to be wiped, Nakula, removed off the Kawak Tahar, planet Earth. 43. And those Mukwanu beings that came to this planet Kawak, planet to eat Hamanu, humans, will find them, eat them, contract the disease, and also Mawut, die off. 44. I have to say this. I was asked that in a one-to-one by the brother, that Moses, he was saying, why did they create these beings and why did they give them 6,000 years? And I gave that exact answer, which I'll repeat when he says from verse 39, we are often, Shayula asked why we created a Janan Salal, human beast race, diseased, and Dawi, evil, and gave them 6,000 years to Nagud, rule. 40. The Shawab answer is simple. 41. We genetically bred them with the disease of Baras, leprosy, in the Bashra, skin of their flesh, Leviticus chapter 13 of their Bible and Quran. 42. We put it in their DNA as a means for them to be wiped, Nakula, removed off the Kawak Tahar, planet Earth. 43. And those Mukwanu beings that came to this Kawak planet to eat Hamanu, humans, will find them, eat them, contract the disease, and also Mawut, die off. 44. As well as those of the waters, the inner earth, and those who come from Harir above. 45. They were to Akul, eat the diseased Mubrasu, lepers, and in Wakut time return to their own, spread it, and die off. 46. So, Pafaf, that is why we, Sakura, created the Janan, Salal, human devil race, and we gave them 6,000 years to roam Kafesh free, to Farush, spread their disease, with whoever would, Lakuk, receive their mark. 47. Those who mix with them would, Lakuk, receive their mark in their RNA and DNA and die off. 48. Those who did not would be given Khaled Anak, eternal life, and Gayur, transform, change back to Acheki Mukwanu, etheric beings. 49. Only those of you, Jaduba, attracted to their Dawi, evil ways, will be left behind. 50. Those of you who lust, who lay with anyone, overeat, oversleep, greed, those who live for their own wants, Pa Muzalu, the shadow persons. 51. You who desire to Anuk, live as they live, Sawuf, will fade with them. 52. This was the sabab reason for the Tashkar, creation of a Janan, human devil, Salal race of disease and lust. 53. As AIDS and other STD, Khalay at diseases is for the lustful high blood pressure, and diabetes is for the gluttonous overeaters who has up to age 36 to change their bad habits before their Mamtat matrix reads their Tamwat death. Mahak brain diseases for the headbangers due to lack of Nawum sleep. Loud Masak music or Majas at sounds. Bashra skin diseases from bleached man-made Barao at foods, drinks and intakes, and lung diseases for the smokers. Katul killing lung tissue and brain cells absorbing it right into their DNA within 9 seconds of intake. 54. Living in his image and after his likeness is your death. Ashen, because he is the Anek Mawat living dead. 55. His time is over. Nahua, finished. 56. His Tapar world is coming down, and those who Tabua follow him, and his Tarakat ways, his Za'am religion, opinion will come down with them. And if you want the rest of that Patarak, yeah, call I Was There, which is here. You know where to get your copy, nashat.co.uk or UnitedSarabiansWorldwide.com.